this. How important do you think an award like this is for the industry?
Oh, this is an extremely important award. Ed Kleban, who was a good friend of mine, was passionate about this award. He knew what it was to be a talented writer and to be struggling to become known and to make a living. So that the fact that he gives this award, it's a very generous award. And it is, for instance, a friend of mine here won it some years ago, and he told me, he said, that award kept me going for 2 years. So it's a very important award. It's not only an award that confirms that the person who won it has talent, but it's a practical award, and it gives you living money.
Being a veteran in the industry for so long, what would be your advice to someone who's starting out now or has been in the industry and maybe face those moments of lack of motivation or frustration?
It's almost impossible to give advice to somebody like that. The advice, the impetus and the drive to keep working has to come from inside them. They have to have a love for it and to enjoy the process of creation as much as the process of production, because it's much easier to create than to get things produced. So, like everybody else, I've had my sad moments, my despairing moments, but because I love the musical theater form and I love to contribute to it, eventually those sad moments have passed and I couldn't wait to get back to the drawing board. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, do you have a favorite song that you wrote?
I was just recently asked that in another interview, and actually there is a song that it's not a favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I've been working on an adaptation of a play by Molière, a musical adaptation of his play, The Doctor in Spite of Himself. And I wrote a song for the leading man called Wine, 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 which is an explanation of why he drinks. And I think it's one of the best lyrics that I've ever written. So I'm very happy with that.
Now, it sounds like you have a great time doing your work. I've been to some of your talks at the Young Chorus program or the 92Y, and I always find that you have such an excitement when you talk about your music, about your lyrics. Is it really as fun as it sounds, or sometimes can be a little bit like, okay, this is what I have to do?
Well, you just said it. As sometimes, especially when you're doing a show and there are characters in it who you don't feel close to, that can be just hard work. And trying to use your imagination as best you can to inhabit that other person's body and mind and think, what would this person say? It can be extremely difficult. When it's going well, it's fun. When it's not going well, it's hard work.
Now, you're part of the board of this organization, right? I really wanted to know how is it for you to vote or to figure out who is the next talent who will be honored on this type of thing?
What's amazing to me is that this award has been in existence for so long, and yet every year they manage to find some new person who has talent, either as a lyricist or as a book writer. There seems to be an endless number of these people. It's wonderful.
So it's probably very interesting for you to see what's coming up and like what are the new trends and styles.
Oh, that's always fascinating. That always can be a little depressing too when you hear what the young people are writing. You think, oh dear, am I capable of doing that? Am I just old hat now? You know, it can be worrisome.
Well, no, I'm sure you have your own style and your style is that like it's forever. It's timeless. So I don't think you have to worry about having the new people develop things that you might not be able to
well,
do.
You're an unusually discerning woman.
Well, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to meet you and have this opportunity to chat with you for a bit.
Thank you so much.
Tradition, 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 tradition.
Traditions, traditions. Without our traditions, our lives would be as shaky as a fiddler on the roof.